Ole Gunnar Solskjaer could be back on his way to Manchester United as an interim manager. Now, in this video, we'll be going through all the latest news and what has been reported on his potential return. We'll be giving you some positives and negatives around the move, and ultimately giving you a general conclusion on what should happen with Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. Now, a manager who, again, is obviously has been linked with the United move and is the most probable candidate of taking that job now. Now, what I would say about Ollie immediately is he's a legend of the football club, someone who we know, and he's had some very good moments as a player, but also that I've seen as well as a manager. And I think a great person, someone who gets the club and gets what he's like, and ultimately will be willing to join the club on whatever basis he just wants to help Manchester United and potentially rewrite the past. Now, in terms of what's been reported, Manchester United have contacted him and had talks with his agent over a potential move to bring him in as the interim manager until the summer. Talks are ongoing, whether he comes with Carrick, whether he comes by himself, whoever his coaches are. But Ollie is the likely candidate of joining Manchester United right now. Now, what I would say and what my immediate opinion is listen, I'm happy. In terms of other candidates, I know Ollie has been at the club and it ended quite badly for him. But you look at when he first came in, the football that he was playing, the squad that he developed, it was very, very good. He got to Europa League final. He played some very good football. I think the concern would be who his coaches are and who's he bringing in. But there are positives of bringing Ole Gunnar Solskjaer back to the team, and to manage Manchester United. I think the experience that he has before, he knows the club very, very well, and he knows a lot of the players. I would say quite well. Well, not a lot, but Bruno, Maguire, Dallo. There's a few others in the squad that Shaw as well that he knows. And I think he would be able to steady the ship for a bit. He'd bring the vibes back immediately. And I think that's something that ultimately Manchester United want. And again, the concern, as I said, with all managers you bring in, would be the fact that he is just a yes man. He would be someone who wouldn't kind of like a yes man for Wilcox and stuff, so it benefits him in that aspect. But I think certainly he's the guy that we need. There's not many other candidates out there for that job right now. I mean, Tuchel, Nagelsmann, whichever manager that you want, you're not going to be able to get until the summer. Now, what I would do personally is obviously get Carrick in, and we know, I'm sorry, get Ollie in with Carrick. Would Carrick be able to be a number two? We don't know, but that's what I would do. And again, listen, if Ollie is at the wheel again and we're winning games, and it'd be good for Manchester United and he will help the club get into the Champions League. But there's no way that we should be seeing Ollie manage Manchester United beyond the summer. And that would be a huge and a criminal mistake if Manchester United were to allow him to stay post, even if he does well, regardless of what the performances are. But I think Ollie's a very great manager. He's someone who gets the club very, very well. And I think there certainly are, I would say, more positives than negatives um, of bringing Ollie to back to Manchester United rather than getting rid of him, is what I would say. I think the positive would be, as I said, he gets a club he's managed before. He would be happy to come in on a short term basis. The football that he plays is actually alright. It is decent counter attacking. It's the Manchester United way. Development of players like Sesko, who again is a striker, and maybe having someone like Ollie to kind of coach him, who obviously has a striker's instinct, would be able to help. The concern would be rewriting mistakes of the past. We've seen how good it went with Ollie and how that ended up being sort of very, very negative for him towards the end. But we've also seen another concern would be, would he be able to get the best out of these players? Um, Not being able to, he wouldn't get any transfers, obviously. But yeah, I think there are probably more negatives than positives, and I think he would be the choice of manager that I would bring into Manchester United currently as the interim. Now, again, it is a lot wrong with that in my opinion. I think it was right to sack Cameron, but the way in which they did it was probably wrong. Um, and the reasons why, it wasn't for the results. It was what he said in the media, which is a wider problem. But yeah, listen, Ollie looks like he is getting closer to join Manchester United. Apparently, he's going to be signing that contract on Friday, so we will have to wait and see what kind of pens with that. Again, I mean, whoever comes in, their likely first game is to be the Manchester Derby at Old Trafford, which what a game it would be to go into. But yeah, whether that is Ollie, whether it's Fletcher, whether it's Carrick, whoever it is, you do wish him all the best. And I think Ollie for me would be the manager that I'd go for right now, in terms of caretaker role. And that is what the news is suggesting. Jamie Jackson, Laurie Whitwell, all the reports right now that are circling are saying that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is close and would be willing to return to Manchester United, no doubt. It's just about a few things that need to be sorted. He has been spotted in around the Manchester area as well. So again, I think he knows that that deal is very close to happening. Now, what a moment it would be! What a turnaround! No one, I think, expected it when Ollie got sacked in 2019, I believe it was, or 2020. to him be potentially returning to Manchester United, and there's an opportunity to him. He's someone who is loved by the fans, and yeah, I think it'd be a great move for him right now. But no way does he get that permanent role at Manchester United. Let me know your thoughts. Peace.